Alright guys, Dokkan time again. So, I wanted to take a look at the Tournament Power MVP 17. And I felt the best team would be actually on the Gamma's team. I don't know if they're actually getting a 200% boost, but I know that just lower that a little. I know that Android 17 himself is getting a 200% buff because he is on both the Worthy Rivals and an Android's team for Gamma 2 specifically. So I did throw the new True UR Duo 17, as I'm calling them. They don't actually link up that well. They only hold 3 links together, which isn't a lot. Actually, pretty much all of them are. Let's see what his base stats are at. 250 before actually building up anything at all. So, with his EZA, this boy is a 170 lead for androids now. Fully 170, because he used to just only give 130 in defense. He does raise defense now, temporary for 1 turn on Super. So there is that. He does also greatly lower attack and defense on Super Attack. And for his passive, we got attack and defense plus 120%, plus an additional attack plus 120 when performing a Super Attack, plus an additional 17% with each attack received up to 50, and all allies key plus 3 and defense plus 60%. That's insane. And reduces damage received by 17%, plus an additional damage reduction of 40%, and an additional all allies defense plus 17% when HP is 77% or below. So when he's below, when we're below 77% HP, everybody's getting 77% defense. That's nuts. I don't care what way you look at this boy. At the end of the day, I would suppose the one thing I would have to get kind of irritated about is that he's not good at the start of the turn. He needs to take he needs to actually get those 50 that 50% boost from his passive. He really does need it. It's 17% for attack, so 17 30, what is that, 36? No, it's 37. No, I'm wrong. 39. Numbers. So after 3 attacks, he will be fully built up. Did he take 3 attacks from right here? I wasn't paying attention. I was reading. No, he only took 2 attacks. So, with only 2 attacks received, that means he has almost fully built up. But not just yet. As far as fully building up the passive that can be built up, I'm not counting below 77%. Man, I just love the Gamma. The Gamma's entrances are always amazing. If you're wondering why I decided to bring this awful unit, it's because they're the only one of the only units that actually has a decent link with Android 17. His best link partners are literally the LR Team Universe 7 Android 17, and of course these Android 16 through 18. Otherwise, it's just 4 links and down to 3 and below. Mostly consisting of obviously like Fierce Battle and Shocking Speed and Android Assault. And then a couple of them obviously being Tournament of Power. Which he doesn't need the key link, so Tournament of Power link is kind of pointless, almost, in all honesty. It's a little bit of a pointless link. It's not a bad link, he still gets 7% defense, but that's basically nothing in my opinion. Alright, let's see what he's sitting at after 2 out of 3 of the attacks he needs to be receiving. Uh-oh. There. Whoa, that was weird. So he is sitting at 330k on a 200% lead. I can see why people are disappointed. He does have one more link active right here. So he's at 350 with that extra Twin Terrors activated. I mean, it could be worse. it could be definitely worse, I will say that. He will finally get that one hit in, so there is that. Let's see here. I mean, he does reduce damage received by 17%. So, I mean, there is that. But the fact that he's giving all allies 60% boost in defense plus the key, he just makes him really invaluable. He doesn't need to do a lot of damage. In fact, I would argue to say don't even bother putting crit into him because there's no point. Just put in additional and dodge. I mean, that's it. This is a dodge build character. He will live for a while in the meta, I think. I think once content starts to... If content hits another difficulty curve, it might be a very bad thing to use him, though. I wouldn't say he's future-proof, but I also wouldn't say that he's not usable in the future either. Okay, now let's see what he looks like at fully built passive. Obviously with no damage, but... yeah, this is what he's gonna look like pretty much 100%. Almost 400k defense, and he has 5 links active. We are missing Twin Terrors and Tournament of Power. Twin Terrors does give a 5% boost in defense. So we're missing out at a 5% and a 7% boost of defense. So yeah, if you magically were able to get all of his links activated on a 200% lead, he'd be sitting at a defense of 400. Okay. And he has damage reduction of 17%, which, you know, 17% isn't a lot. It's literally the... depending on where you live, that's almost the tax. I mean, it's a little more than the tax, but it's not much. Yeah, it's not amazing. It's not amazing. He is definitely a floater type unit. He's either a second or third slot type of unit. You never want to keep this guy on the slot. There's no reason to. After he super attacks, obviously he'll sit probably around the maybe 450k, if you're lucky. After 2 super attacks, for sure he's sitting at around 450k defense, for sure. But I think just on a 30% gain on 1 super attack, hitting below 8.2 is not a bad stat, actually. That's not a bad attack stat for what I'm considering a support unit. So he's definitely putting in some work, I will say that. I don't think I'm going to actually continue going forward with the video. I think this is pretty much... yeah, I mean, he took that hit pretty well. I mean, this GT Goku doesn't do 0 damage, but he doesn't do immense amount of damage either. But I'd say he's pretty good. He's pretty good. But like I said before, I would honestly say, if you're going to be building him on Global or JP, make sure it's just primarily dodge and then additional. Don't bother to put in any crit. Crit is useless. Against this guy, yeah, it's completely useless. Let's just see what he looks like on the next turn. I mean, he's gonna have lowered attack and defense. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but I kind of want to see how well he takes a hit from the Great Ape Goku. You know, on the off chance that we can actually see him get super attacked. Because even nowadays, this Great Ape Goku is nothing to snuff at. So, what do we think the odds are that he'll get super attacked right away? He's getting several, but wow, he took a real bad turn with that debuff. That debuff must have been a greatly lower. Well, let's see what he's looking like. The sad thing, yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's amazing. I'd say he's kind of underwhelming in all honesty. He's actually pretty underwhelming. But I wanted him to be better. If he had been stacking defense, he would have been perfect. Like, literally, forget everything else in his passive. If he just stacked defense on super, he would have been the perfect EZA. Okay. Yeah, that sucks. He was fully built up, and he took one negative on the defense lowering super, and he just can't take damage anymore. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Unfortunately, with that, I honestly think if you do bring him into Red Zone content, you absolutely have no choice but to freaking put dodge into him. He has to be a dodge-built character. No choice. I think he brings a lot to the table as far as it is with supporting allies. And I think it's almost invaluable, even. But, yeah. Darn, we still can't transform a Super 17. Oh my gosh, this is why I don't... Are we on turn 5? We're on turn 5. Oh, we're not below 77%. Man, just barely. That sucks. Well, I was kind of hoping to end the video with transforming into 17, but that's whatever. Well, anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the new EZA for Tournament Power 17. Do you think it was worth it? Because this is as good as he's going to be for the rest of the game's life cycle, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to change the EZAs. If they make a new system where they can make units stack defense, I think he would get new life. But otherwise, I think he's just an okay-ish unit if you need to bring an android unit or you absolutely need the extra defense for your entire team. So, anyways, guys, have a good day and a good night.